Welcome back, Wampus Cat fans. Man, nobody does homecoming quite like the Leesville Wampus Cats. Kick it all over the country, and you'll never, ever see anything quite like this. Now, great first half if you're a Wampus Cat fan, but early on, the Charging Indians of Washington Merritt punched us in the mouth, as Coach Causey likes to say. 16 points they scored right away. Leesville, I think, had 10. But I think we just kind of knocked them up, put a knockout punch with them. Anytime you got a running clock at the end of the first half, that's always good news. But anyway, Charles Anthony Chuck Owen, he's our sideline reporter, but right now he's doing double duty, and I did say duty, so don't pay it. No demerits for that duty.
No demerits.
So, we got a great Hall of Fame inductee to talk about right now.
We have two, and the first one is Faye Jean West was inducted into the Leesville Sports Hall of Fame. The second female Wampus Cat we've had, the first female basketball player, and she was one of those people who played at Leesville long ago, and we decided that it was time to recognize some really important moments in Leesville history. Faye was on the very best women's sports team ever in Leesville back in the 1950s. 4-year period, the Leesville Lady Wampus Cats went 123-12. They were state runner-up twice. They were third place twice. And Faye was the best player on the greatest team we've ever had.
Right.
Faye grew up in Anacoco, came to Leesville and played basketball. And then she got married and kind of traveled the world and came back. And she just passed away about 2 years ago. And joining us tonight to celebrate his mother's induction is Wampus Cat class of 83, Kevin West. Kevin, welcome home.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
We are glad to have you here. Kevin is one of three daughters of Faye West. What was your dad's name?
His name was Ralph.
Ralph West. Okay. We've had West is a great traditional name in Vernon Parish. A lot of great West families. And you have two siblings who are also Wampus Cats, right?
That's correct. I have an older brother, Daryl, graduated in 77, and then my sister, Vicky, graduated in 1980.
Yep. So kind of all in the same crowd, same time frame. But you know, we recognized Faye's accomplishments today. Kevin, just tell us what it means to you to get back and for your mom finally. I'm sorry we didn't know this sooner. But you know, if we'd have had better historians, we would have been at this earlier.
You're the historian.
Thank goodness that this was finally done for this star basketball player. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's a huge honor for my family, for my mother to be recognized for a sport she so dearly loved.
Yeah.
She loved playing basketball. And earlier at the luncheon, I made a comment about right before my mother passed away when she was in the hospital. She was not sleeping very well, having a hard time, and I was trying to take her mind off. She had AFib, and I was trying to take her mind off of it. So I started asking her some questions like, what's your favorite childhood memory? And she said, well, I really don't have one. I'm like, well, I thought you're high school. He says, I love playing basketball. And just for that brief moment, I could tell that she went back to Leesville and remembered her glory days playing on the hardwood. And it's truly a blessing because now my mother has a legacy here for something she so dearly loved. She loved playing for Leesville. As a matter of fact, she moved in with her older sister just to have the opportunity to play basketball at Leesville.
Wow.
And here's a little known fact. My mother has a letter sweater that we gave to the principal. And if you'll look, she has 5 stripes on it. She led her 5 years.
Oh, my goodness.
She played as an 8th grader on the varsity. She didn't start, but she played.
There's not a lot of people that can ever say that.
But she was very fortunate to play for a great coach, Coach Guynell Smart. She thought the world of her. A great mentor to my mother. She had great teammates. Had good chemistry. My mother didn't really talk about it. She was a very humble woman. To her that was in the past, and she had other things to do, more things to worry about than what happened back in 1950.
She hung on to her mementos. She hung on to her letter jacket, and there were some newspapers, some things like that you found when you were going through it, and went, oh my goodness.
Yes, and for playing in the state tournaments, they gave each participant, each player, some gold balls. So as memento. So we have probably about 12 of those.
Awesome.
Wow. So yes. And then another part of this.
Again, we're speaking to Kevin West, one of our Hall of Fame inductees. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I wanted to get back to what you're talking about homecoming. I have 3 children that went to a Texas high school in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area.
They don't do
6A. 6A, the biggest classification you can have. And my children were blown away today for what, in a way, witnessed here at Leesville.
We hear that all the time.
Well, it's true.
It's hard to be humble.
They had a great time. I don't know if they were really looking forward to come here for a homecoming, for some, not knowing anyone, but they had a blast. They really enjoyed their time here.
Well, we are so glad y'all were able to make it, and it's an honor. And I'll tell y'all this about Kevin and his brother. They were both football players.
You're right.
They were both all district football players. His brother was in the same era with Sam and I in the 70s when we struggled. And when I left Leesville High School, Kevin moved into the upper class and we started winning. Kevin played for Jerry Foshee, and they got 2 winning seasons in a row, which was unusual for us.
Exactly.
And then Jack Andre come in. So I give Kevin's class the credit for turning this program into winning, and we've really been winning ever since.
Right.
All of our big seasons have been since then. So, anyways, thank you very much. It is an honor to be with you today.
Well, thank you, and thank you for to the Alumni Association for honoring my mother today, and it's been a huge blessing. Thank you, and go Cats.
All right, again, Kevin West, one of our Hall of Fame inductees, and that we'll thank you very much. We'll send it back to the station. And we got another inductee we're going to be talking to right after a few words from our sponsors here on All American Country 93.5 KJAE. All right, that was great. Kevin West, our Hall of Fame inductee for his wonderful mother. And she, like you said, never had quite an athlete quite like his mother playing the women's basketball. And want to hear more about this young lady. That's a great story. Our second Hall of Fame inductee is none other than Cecil Collins. Cecil the Diesel Collins. It is an honor and a privilege to have you in here with us. And man, how long? Seems like forever that we've been waiting on this to happen for you, my friend. You represent the Wampus Cat Nation, and we truly appreciate you. You set standards that actually Xavier, it looks like he might catch you. Anyway, again, Cecil Collins with us. I'm Sam Fertitta, Charles Anthony Owens, Jeff Skidmore, Kevin West here. What about it, Charles?
Well, folks, Cecil Collins is the most decorated and the most highly accomplished football player we've ever had. There's always debates about who the best athlete is, but there's no question who the best football player ever was. It sat on this field. It worked on this field, and Coach Danny Smith today during the induction ceremonies was telling stories about Cecil's work ethic, about how hard he went in games, and he piled up yards here that were just unspeakable. We didn't even consider them ever to be broken. I mean, Michael Ford got to about 5,000, and we think, man, that's really good. And then Galashaw's get around 4, and McCoy gets about 4. 7,800 yards. You played a little bit as a freshman, right, Cecil?
A little bit.
And by the way, welcome home.
Thank you. Glad to be home.
Are you glad to be in Leesville?
Man, I love it, man. I am so glad to be home.
We had folks, those wondering, we have a number of events that take place at Leesville High School. We had an assembly this morning where he was introduced to the student body.
Yes, sir.
How'd that feel, being back in the auditorium?
Oh man, it was amazing. For one thing, it was so amazing because it's the same place that I was in all the time. Yeah. When I went back in there, it was like I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you're home.
It was my home, man. It was so comfortable in there, man. It was very emotional. It was very emotional. And seeing the students out there, because I know I was one of those students sitting in those seats back then, that was the most humbling thing about it, and to see a lot of my teachers that were still here, man, past teachers and coaches that were still here. It was amazing, man. Amazing atmosphere.
And you had some teammates that came back too, didn't you?
I got some teammates that came back. I got some teammates. Old Gregory Roan, which was a bad boy out there.
Yes, sir.
Gregory Roan is in the house.
The hat.
Yes, indeed. Cedric Clemens.
He and Coach Clemens, second to none at the linebacking crew.
Oh man, we had a wonderful team, man. We created great bonds off that team.
Yeah, and Cecil's senior year in 1995 was the most successful season we ever had in Leesville. We went to the semifinals once, but only the finals once. And Cecil was the offensive star of that team, but there were great teammates. I mean, you had an offensive lineman that also made All-State that year, Denny Fetting, right?
Oh, Denny Fetting.
He was first-team All-State just
He
like
was
you
good.
in Rome. We
That's
had
right.
3 All-Staters that year. That's a big deal. I mean, that says a lot about the strength of the team, doesn't it?
Right, it does. It does. And my offensive line was phenomenal, man. I loved them, man. They worked hard for me.
They did. I mean,
They
you
did,
couldn't have done that by yourself. could you?
No way possible.
Yeah,
No
my
way
nephew,
possible.
Matt Morrow, was one of your blockers.
Yes, he was. He was a phenomenal center.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Old Matt.
Goodness.
And so, to you, and we'll ask Kevin the same question. How does it feel to be back in Wampus Cat Stadium seeing a game tonight?
It's humbling, man. It's really humbling, man. And I'm truly blessed, man, and thankful to be able to come back. It's like it's full circle, man. I'm 47 years old now, man. I was out here running at 16, 17, 18 years old. And to be back here at 47 at this stage in my life, man, it's been unimaginable.
Again, the
and
Cecil
I thank my
Collins,
Lord.
Kevin West. Go ahead. I just want to make sure everybody knew who they were talking to.
But Kevin, have you seen many games since you left?
No, I haven't been back since 19.
Shame on you.
My first game. I
Wow.
saw some games up in Ruston when I was going to Louisiana Tech those years that they played Ruston in the playoffs, but I've never been back since '83. And it's great to be back.
Well,
That's your own fault.
Nothing like
and
Wampus
do not-
Cat atmosphere, man.
No
It's
doubt.
nothing like the atmosphere.
and what did you think of the first half? We came out, we got punched in the nose really early, and all of a sudden the gas went on, right?
I wasn't worried about it. I knew they was gonna feed him. I knew what time it was. And they came out, punched us in the mouth a little bit, but they scripted them plays. I knew once we settled in, man, we was gonna turn it up on them, man. They playing good out there. They got a lot of speed too.
Xavier Ford is special, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's very strong.
He is.
I see that. He's very strong. He's very strong, and he got good vision, man.
Yeah.
He's a nice running back, man.
And
He's very nice.
And they haven't thrown to him tonight, but he's got good hands. He's made a bunch of catches downfield in traffic. So he is an all-around player. We're hoping for the very best for him, and really for the rest of this season. You know, if we win tonight, this is the 9th straight winning season in Leesville.
Wow.
We've never had 9. We never had 7. Last year we set a record with 8. This will be 9. And Coach Causey came here and his kids bought into who he is. He's the same every day. He is disciplined every day. He has a high standard, and this is what it looks like. So, any closing thoughts about being back home from either one of you?
For one thing, I'll tell you this: Coach Causey's doing a phenomenal job, and I see that, man. To be that consistent, man, it takes a lot. And you know, the team reflects the coach. Yeah. You know, so for what they've been doing the last 9 years, it's phenomenal, man. I just want to reflect back, man, on the days of this field looked like it's the same field that I was running on back then, man. It really does, man. And I'm just truly grateful to be able to be here and see it, man, and witness him out here breaking records, man. And witness Leesville High School breaking records his own, man. I'm honored.
Nothing like playing here.
Nothing.
Everything is really close. You can hear the fans, and you can hear the pops. It's just a great
man. They making me want to bring my son down here, man.
No question. We sure would. Can I go ahead and put in? Yes. Let's go ahead and put in.
9 years old, man. He's special.
My goodness.
Kevin, any closing thoughts on how you feel tonight?
Well, it was a special night. You can definitely tell that the kids that are playing for Coach Causey, there's great chemistry. They love playing for each other. And I'm looking for the big things from them this year. Hopefully, they go far in the playoffs.
Yes.
Let's hope so.
Yes.
All right, that's Kevin West, Cecil Collins, our 2 Hall of Fame inductees. Again, Kevin's mother. Wonderful, wonderful situation there. Read up on that young lady if you haven't. Again, this is All-American Country, and this is Wampus Cat football. Cecil, any final thoughts? I know you said you were getting ready to say something.
I'll say his mother was a phenomenal athlete, man. I look forward to looking at the second half, man, and go Wampus Cats, man. Keep going, man. I'm gonna come back more, man. Come to home games, man.
Welcome
I'm
home
living in
to
Gonzales,
both
so
of you guys.
it's not that far away.
Yeah, welcome home to both of you guys. All right, this is Wampus Cat football. It's homecoming. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to All American Country, 93.5 KJAE.